Greetings, gamers, and happy Halloween. Kevin and Eric here with another game night, and what is more fitting than busting some ghosts on game night? What do you think?
I don't think there's anything more appropriate for Halloween than a little bit of Ghostbusters.
Cannot go wrong with Ghostbusters, so what a better way to start playing this franchise than for the NES? Especially with that awesome...
Yes.
That awesome noise.
Classic.
This game has definitely tortured us for many years back in the day, hasn't it?
It really has, and I just never really understood it, never really gave it a chance, and, you know, it's the first real attempt to play it as an adult, so, we'll see.
I was always confused as a kid because we all grew up watching the movie, and you got to go to a store immediately. Like, what store is this? Wouldn't they be inventing this stuff?
One would think so. I would think you can't buy this stuff at the local hardware store, but
I agree.
So basically, starting out, what are we buying here?
Yeah, we definitely want to start with a super trap, because when you start with a super trap, you don't ever have to empty it. So you're going to spend a lot of gas, time, and money if you do a regular trap. So we just go super trap immediately.
Super trap it is.
Another one that you need is definitely a capture beam, obviously.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that's all we're going to fit in our budget here. And the next good thing is maybe save up some money for a ghost vacuum. Okay. Because I think that's while we're driving, we're going to scoop up some ghosts and stuff. So
sounds good.
Let's take a look here.
So now, explain to me what the point is now, because I really only got just past this screen.
Yeah, now that we have gear, you got to wait for like a blinking building. Okay. And then I hit in the direction of the building, and now we're driving to that building. Okay. Burning gas because we need to be that realistic.
Right. And I know that if you lose money if you hit cars, and you can get gas barrels on the road like that.
Exactly. I wish that was like real life.
Yes.
Just hit that and fill up the tank while I'm going. But I always kind of just kept it fast. The farther back you go, the slower it goes. Okay. And then the farther forward you go, it's like cooking. So you got to balance that because you can't see what's coming.
Because you don't want to run into the...
Yeah. Now, here's the real fun, tedious part. You want to drop, and then pick up as many ghosts as you can, and then you hit, like, A.
And that captures them. Okay.
Yeah, and you want to switch off between the guys with A and B. So if you catch all the ghosts, there you go. See, the money's increasing. So
I got you.
Give it a whirl. I did my round.
All right.
Bankman did some busting.
Yeah. Okay, so now I just have... Okay, there's a blinker.
Oh, you want to look at the inventory? That's A, I think. Down in A. There you go.
All right.
And you want to be careful, too. You got to definitely hit it while it's blinking, because I've driven to buildings and I didn't get there in time. You just drive to the building, nothing's there, so you wasted gas and time.
Okay, so I dropped the trap, and then I...
Hit A, and then it's B to switch the guys if you want to go back and forth. I think B, if you want to move. Oh, you can't cross the streams. Come on, Egon.
Well, I didn't know that.
Oh, man. Crosses in the streams immediately here. Now, I do know we basically just got to keep busting, and we got to make enough money
to get all the stuff that we need.
To buy the equipment that we need, and to basically... I don't know how to put it. It's like almost the thing that the game's looking for. If you make enough money, I think, then it'll invite you to, like, the Zool building is the goal of what you're trying to get to.
I kind of figured that.
And some of these ghosts, they're just... You try to shoot it like that, and then you get it. You luck out big time.
Okay.
That's how that one works out. So now we got $4,100. Now, I do remember that's enough to buy a ghost vacuum now.
Okay.
So I'm going to run to the shop really fast.
And now we have to drive to the shop.
Of course. You got to drive everywhere. And I'm going to try... Right. I try this reckless method, and I just cross my fingers, and sometimes you miss, and sometimes you don't.
I got you.
But as long as you only hit the car once, but I've hit a car multiple times, it's like $600 out the window. Okay. See, now I got $3,900, and we'll pick up that ghost vacuum.
And which does what?
Now, the ghost vacuum is pretty interesting because... Next time we do the driving scene right here, you see that little, that ghost emblem on top, the Ghostbusters logo? The vacuum's technically on top of the car. Okay. So while I'm driving and there's ghosts actually on the road, you would want to actually drive into the ghost, not that. Right. And then you would absorb the ghost and they add money. Okay. It's kind of a way to try to balance out having to lose money with crashing into cars. That's like another way around it. Mm-hmm. Now, you only get... This is what I never understood about this game. Is it like a certain amount of time you get to get these ghosts, or until all of them?
I think if you get all 4 of them in one, you get more cash. Yeah. Because as they were getting brought in... you were you see the bonus or whatever, and...
Uh-oh, you're almost running on E. Just look for a gas barrel if you can. Drive slow enough. Don't hit another car. Oh, nice.
There it is.
Yeah, let's try to get a few more. I didn't realize. Typical person.
I thought it reset every time you got back in the car.
No, you're not that. Come on, they're going for realism. This is a realistic game,
That's
isn't
right.
it?
That's right.
This is like really being a Ghostbuster here. You got to pay for that fuel, and you can run out too.
Whoa. And gas in New York City ain't cheap.
Not at all. I'm surprised how few of traffic there is in New York City, according to this game. There's like a car here and there. Now, I just don't ever move streams like diagonal. I personally just go back and forth with the guys. I try to keep it simple in this one. There you go. Then just hit A, and you should pick them up. Oh, you got to bring the other guy closer. Hit B, I think. Oh, you missed 2 of them. But as long as you didn't kill each other.
No,
I don't know how many
helps.
times you can do that. Oh, how much more money are we going to rack up with this? You got the gas station if we want to go straight there.
Okay.
Which I always thought was kind of foolish to make it a trip straight to the gas station, because if you run out of fuel in the game...
Which we're going to do.
Which we're going to do very soon here. Unless I can find a barrel. Yeah, looks like...
Now we're pushing the car.
You just push the car to the gas station anyway. So
Okay.
I think it's foolish to make yourself go to it.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to obviously take you there anyway.
Right.
Apparently that's a gas station, that soapbox.
Oh, well, good. There you go.
GS.
And that costs us money to fill it up?
Of course. Everything costs money. I will say they definitely hit that nail on the head with this game.
Very good.
Everything costs money. But it's the tedious part is like here. You're
Just
like,
wandering
okay,
around trying to find something to go to.
Yeah. And that PK energy keeps on building up. And I think once it reaches a certain level, if you don't have enough money by time...
To go to Zool,
if
then
you
you
yeah,
lose.
Then I want to say Stay Puff comes by and smashes some buildings. And you can only...
Oh, good.
You can only let so many get smashed, I think, or something cancels out. I'm really guessing. It's been way too long for this one.
Yeah.
All right, drive like a madman and hope for... Oh, I missed that ghost. I'm missing the ghost and the fuel, but I just want to get there.
Yeah.
Man, they need to get a more economy ride for how much gas gets used. But now this is...
So an old... what was the Ecto one? An old Cadillac hearse?
Yeah,
or
Cadillac
an ambulance.
Hearse. Yeah, ambulance, you're right.
Yeah.
There we go. Just got him in time.
Nice.
Now, I don't know the exact amounts of money that we're going to need, but... I think it'll just trigger. I just try to enter the Zool building as soon as it offers it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, I think unfortunately, like most movie licensed Nintendo games,
Can't even hit it when I'm looking
it's
for
just it failed miserably like so many others.
That's a shame because this would have been real fun if they did this a whole different racket.
Yeah.
Now, I do know that there's other versions of the game out there for different systems, and they have their slight differences, and some are better than others, but we're starting out with this one because this is one that we all got stuck with.
Yeah, that is true.
And hopefully we'll graduate to those others in the future, but you always got to get down and dirty with the originals.
Yes, indeed.
All right, let's try to pick these suckers up. Bag and tag, and I just love how they go in spots that you can't even access if you wanted.
Yeah, that helps.
That other guy's really just playing games with me. I sneak him in. Make quick. They had plenty of time in the movie to do it.
Exactly. All right.
To the Zool building.
To the Zool
Let's
building.
cruise. Now, I do remember it being painful, so you need to, tap these buttons. I think that at least make tapping on us a little bit easier. We'll use the old, 4-score turbo button, that sucker for you.
There we go. All right.
Do a turbo controller on A so then you can cruise. So good luck with that cruising now. Just try to avoid them. That's all you can do here. I think it's so frustrating that obviously they have their packs. You're wearing them. You're good. Why aren't you shooting these ghosts that are in the way?
That is a very good question, Kevin. I wish I had an answer for you, but unfortunately I do not.
There's one hit. You gotta back away. I want to say you get 3 hits, 1 for each guy, so that's 1. And
now what do I do with this? He's running right at me.
you just gotta cruise. I mean, and the worst part is we're using a turbo controller, so then these guys actually move. Because this would be
I could not even imagine.
This would be slow and painful, so I'll admit, this is turbo controller time. But of all the things to keep accurate in this game to the movie, they went with the 20 floors they had to go up. Let's keep that accurate. Keep cruising. We're only on floor 6.
Did they speed up?
And there you go. Good times. That's it. Bad luck. You could not save the city of New York.
The prediction will come true. Gozer has overcome our civilization. The game is over.
Hail, new Lord Gozer. Well, when you get into these situations, you know what we need to do? We need to rely on an old friend of ours.
That's right. There is something in our repertoire that could significantly help us right now.
I think I got it right here for us, and it is our friend.
There it is.
The power of the Game Genie.
There it is.
Yes, back in our day, this is what you had. You didn't have your game facts or anything. All you had was this device here. So what we're going to do with this bad boy is we're going to connect it up with our game.
So for those who are younger than us,
yeah,
this is kind of how these contraptions worked back in the day. You didn't just press a button or read something on the intranet. So you take your Game Genie and your game here, and you simply click it in, making it one nice little unit here. And you simply plug this into the Nintendo, and you're good to go.
Listen to it bend all the pins.
Yes.
And wreck your Nintendo. That is classically known for that. So use it sparingly if you do use one. But in this situation, we're willing to take the gamble, because then you look up in this old-fashioned thing called a book.
Wow.
And in this book, you have
there's no pictures in it, too.
No pictures here. You have a whole bunch of games that were published, and depending on when you bought your Game Genie, you had a book that had games up to that point. So if you wanted more codes, and there wasn't the internet for an option, you had to subscribe or pay for more books. I think you could call Galoob, who classically is also known for making micro machines.
Galoob.
Also made this. And from here, it gives us one advantage that we may be able to take advantage of, and it is immunity to ghosts on the Zool Stairway. So
that sounds like a win-win to me.
So we're going to put that in, and we're going to give it our try, and we'll be right back with it. Cruising with Turbo Controller and Game Genie on our side. I don't know of any other way to do this, you know?
Well, the thing is, you get through, you traipse through, you make your 15 grand to get into the Zool building by wandering around, running out of fuel, catching ghosts. You finally get a chance, you get here to the stairs, you get your ass kicked 3 times, and then you're done.
Pretty much, that's it.
You failed the city of New York, and now you're dead, and you got to start all over again. I would assume that you start with the same amount of money and no equipment.
Yeah.
And you're just starting this entire game all the way over, which gotta love that.
Who would have thought a game would be more unfair than Ghouls and Ghosts? And Ghosts and Goblins.
I don't think this is quite there, but they're in the same arena.
Oh man, they're definitely there.
Doubt.
Oh. Now, people have obviously online beaten it the legitimate way, and you know what? More power to them. But for us,
hats off to you fine folks. It's not something we want to tackle.
It's nothing we need on our bragging rights.
No.
We'll gladly say we've beaten it, and then we'll always follow up and say Game Genie. Now, that's a good question. Back in the day when you're at the schoolyard and you're talking to your friends, when somebody asks you about a game, were you legit and said, yeah, I beat it, but with Game Genie? Or you just be like, yeah, I beat that?
Depends on how forthcoming you want to be and how much of a gamer you're talking to.
That's true.
Because I never really, even growing up, I never really knew about Game Genie until I got older.
Wow.
And
So, which system did you have it for then?
I don't know if I ever had it.
Well, you just would come over and borrow other kids and see it, but not...
I think so, yeah. Because I had all the systems, a fair amount of games... But I never got into the Game Genies. Maybe I just didn't know about it or whatever else. But, I would just get a game, play it, and hope for the best.
Floor 20. We're getting there.
This is about when Venkman throws up, right?
Yeah. Where's that part? They want to stay so accurate. I want to see some Venkman vomit. Going to see me if we got to do any more levels. Okay, how many floors was it? Okay, 22.
22.
And then on top of the building. We're finally getting there.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right, finally here.
All right. Ooh, that ain't good.
And, yeah, Try not to get
and then
hit.
and then the ghost getting in the way.
Wow. Well, you're blinking pretty rough. And you just want to say hi to Stay Puft.
Well, yeah. I mean,
just rude not to. Now, I noticed the best way to shoot is you want to aim for the middle of the G string.
middle of the G string, right?
That's kind of the key spot, apparently, from what I'm seeing.
Well, it's so high on the screen to where you jump back down to take a look at Stay Puft, so it's hard to...
You're really forced to stay in that middle area. If you go too low, nailing that one out of the park.
But see, at the same time, if the screen is too full, you just hop back down and, it refills or whatever, so...
Now, what I'm confused by is we started with, 3 Ghostbusters coming up. Did one fall out of commission? Because you're only shooting with 2 here.
That is true. Perhaps he has just simply fallen off the side of the building and he's dealing with Stay Puft, but you never know.
And this great gun you got here, where was that when you needed up the stairs?
That is true.
If it can take these ghosts out in one hit, why didn't it do the upstairs that way?
And one significant omission from this game, I haven't seen Slimer anywhere.
Yeah, he was pretty, well, he wasn't as dominant in the movie.
That's
Maybe
right.
that's why they're going by.
He got big in the cartoon.
Yeah, the cartoon, he took over and ran with his own series.
That's right.
Which was almost not a great idea.
Slimer and the real Ghostbusters. Alright, come on.
Get in there.
Go away.
Get in there. Come on, while we're young. I just don't know how many more.
Oh, good. Now the ghosts are back in front
Yep,
of me.
now we're slowly getting attacked everywhere. You know what? Let's take a quick break down. See if that.
Oh!
They're falling off. Oh, and ghosts are coming there too. He's getting up high. Ah, man, those ghosts came quick, so you couldn't squeeze that in.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. Oh, every shot is a ghost in the way. Seriously. Ooh, cutting it close. I just don't understand how many more shots or hits this broad is.
There's no indication of...
Once again, Kevin and Eric's favorite, how many times we wish Enemy Boss had a life meter. Chalk that up.
If only we worked for Nintendo back in the 80s.
Top life meter want is right here. I don't understand if it's what is with all this. It's as soon as you hit, that's where they spawn right back.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I've hit this a lot of times, so I don't know if it's resetting because I'm going back up and down too much.
But it can't, though, because you have to be able to tell how much time you have left.
Woo!
There it is.
There we go. Thank you.
Very
Looks
nice,
like the game broke. There you go. The best ending of all. Very infamous.
Conlaturation.
Conlaturation. You've completed a great game. It has to tell you it was great.
Yes.
and
proves the justice of our culture.
I don't even know
now
what that
go
means.
and rest our heroes. Pretty sure there should have been some punctuation in there.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I don't know who passed that for English class. You ain't passing much around here.
Well, it was clear that these games were just getting shipped over. No one was checking them because Nintendo was so huge. And
they just wanted some money and crank that title out. But it still has some nostalgic charm for us just because we're tortured by it. But thanks to our buddy here, Game Genie, thank you very much, we were able to complete it and I think put this one on the shelf next to Metroid.
Yes. Yes.
We are
the last time that we will see this game.
Yeah, we are creating that shelf and I don't see any need to come back again after this one.
Nor I.
So, other than that, let us know what you guys think about this, and we'll talk to you next time, and have a safe and happy Halloween.
See you.